Thank you. Yes, ICERD, or the elimination of racial discrimination, has been a very important issue for CCF over the years since we first heard about it, because of course we know exactly what it means to have discrimination, and we still have it. We can see it around the world and we can see it amongst ourselves. So it is very important to think of ways to counter it. But it's not as easy as it might be, because these days it's very easy to propagate your ideology. You come up with ideas, and sometimes it's long-standing ideas from different parts of the world, but you can package them in such attractive ways these days. You can, with the ease of communication, we can get messages across to people. And when thinking about how to counter this, it's not easy. I am a teacher by profession, and therefore I go straight to education as a remedy, and I think we do not do enough in that field. We could do something through all the schools. It has to be something much more deeper and realistic than singing a national anthem together or anything like that. It means that we need children and young people, really everybody, to realize that it is important to listen to things, to question, and to analyze. And what may sound very attractive when you first hear or see anything about it, if you really look more deeply, you can see that it is not all good. And that's when you have to begin to think, is this right? How much of it is right? Is this wrong? How much of it is wrong? Is it something I can just pick up and run with? In a way, it's like advertising of goods in the shops. If you don't do your homework and just check, analyze, what does it mean, that cheap price? You may be buying something that's not worth buying.
Today we had an ecumenical vigil here at the Holy Trinity Anglican Cathedral, and for the Pacific Conference of Churches, the Fiji Council of Churches, and our member church, the Anglican Diocese of Polynesia, which is connected to the Anglican Church of New Zealand, Aotearoa New Zealand and Polynesia. We felt it was important to create a space where people could come together. Given this issue of xenophobia, of racial and religious discrimination that takes place in our Pacific communities, in Fiji, and what is the extreme that we saw in New Zealand, it was important to create a space where people could come together and where we could invite people of all religions to come together. While we framed it in the Christian context, it was a space for everyone to share what they felt. And that's important, to have safe spaces where people can come and share their love and share their concerns and share their heart with one another.
Respect is critical. We must respect each other as fellow human beings. We must respect each other's faiths. We must respect each other's customs and traditions. And we must break down this idea that there is an other among us. We are all human beings, and we thrive in an environment of mutual respect and mutual love. And it is only through that we can come together as a stronger society and a stronger community and prevent such horrible, tragic events from occurring again.
The International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, and as you know, Fiji is a party to the convention, that we must all keep in mind that all human beings are born free and equal, and that this equality is both in dignity and in rights, that each and every individual, irrespective of the color of their skin, their disability, their sexual orientation, or their ethnicity, each of us have the ability to contribute constructively to the society that we live in and to the development and well-being of everyone in society. And as a human community, we have a responsibility towards our own children, to teach our children so that they can in turn teach their children to love, to tolerate, and to respect one another, including the differences between people. Now, these differences, which are magnified by others, have been used to lead to the sort of horrific death and violence that we have seen over the last few days. We've also seen the attack this morning in the Netherlands. These are all examples of how, whether we want to see it as Islamophobia, or we see it as homophobia, or we see it simply a terrible reminder that each and every form of racism kills.
Respect is an excellent tool. People used to talk about toleration, but if you tolerate a person, you just put up with them. But respect is something far deeper, and that is really what we need to be championing, is respect for everyone. Every person is different. We all have our good side, we have our not so good side, and we need to respect each other's differences. Why should we all be exactly the same? Why should we all believe exactly the same? Why should we don't all come from the same immediate racial background. But if we look back into our genes, which I believe you can do these days quite efficiently if you're in America, you may find out that you are connected with all sorts of people of different races that you had no idea. So I think to go along with respect, we need to remember the words, don't judge other people. Because once you start judging people, you lose respect.